So, hello everybody. I hope you're going well. Today I'm just going to show you the game that I played, and I see you have saw the title of the video. But I played against a cheater in my tournament in France. So the player I'm playing against is the first player. He's the highest rated player of the tournament, or quite the highest. He has won every game. And right now I'm playing against my opponent. He's from Paris, and I won't tell the name actually. But the problem with this player is that he made something very special and very unique. Between all the moves, he just left the room. He just started to walk and left the room. And even when it was his time to play, he just left the room. And I don't know what he did. Probably he just wanted to distract me or something like this. Until the end of the game, I wasn't very concerned about the idea that he was probably cheating. So I played against the guy, I played with the black pieces, and I had to win if I wanted to win the first prize. There's still one game, but for me the last game with the white pieces will be in every case a win. So I was pretty confident, so we just started to play. I had to win with the black pieces. He played d4 and I played my real repertoire against d4. I played c5. Actually, I'm always playing b5, but I knew that he was prepared because I saw some games online. I played d6, the old Benoni. Knight c3, g6, okay, this is the standard theory. e6, knight c3, taking, a6 in order to play b5. He left the room, he went back after 10 seconds and he played a4. Okay, rook e1, castles, knight bd7, knight d2, knight e5. Still completely fine. This is a pretty known position, everything is fine. Here he played rook e1 and I played knight d7, and this is where my analysis and where my knowing of the position ends actually. He played bishop e3. Actually, bishop e3 is pretty interesting because I was really thinking that this move was nothing. I played b6, we traded, and after bishop g3, which is a pretty cool move, I had to play a5. I think you're seeing the arrows, but I had to play a5, which is an engine move. And the idea of a5, I didn't look at this game. Actually, I actually look at this at a5, and I was like, okay, this. Oh no, e5. Am I losing or not? I couldn't figure it out, but I just understood that after taking, I was like, yeah, taking probably d6, and I was just bad. This is the line that I analyzed. This is actually the first engine line. So actually, I was looking at this. I was like, okay, probably this is good enough, and okay, probably I'm just having a bad position. I didn't want to look further because it was just a nightmare. So I decided to play c4 with the idea that I would just play knight d7, knight c5. He went back and bishop d7, and this is the part where the position is starting to collapsing for me. Actually, there's just one move for my opponent, and he saw. Actually, he had to left the room, and then he saw the move. And I will tell you up to which moment I understood that he was cheating. Okay, he played bishop d4. I played bishop d5, and the idea that is that after taking, I would just play f6, and I will just play knight d7 and knight c5. Here he couldn't left the room because after f6 he just started to stand up because he just saw that I was playing the move. He just stand up after thinking, and I told him no, you can't left the room. You have to play right now. Stop. And actually the best move is g4, and after g4 I'm just completely losing. Okay, so he took on b5, I took back, and he took on a1. And here this is pretty interesting because I saw this position, I was like, yeah, I know the Benoni defense, and I know that there are many endgames with a knight against this bad bishop on c2. And the problem of this position is that even though I will be a pawn down, the position will be completely equal because the endgame is just equal. I took back with the knight with the idea that after rook a1 I have queen b6. And the idea is that even though I'm losing the pawn, this is just a pretty known endgame, and this is pretty funny because this position still occurred one time. And here they agreed to a draw, but we played further. I played knight takes d5, and up now this position didn't occur at all. After taking, the idea is that there's just rook e2 and the bishop has no square. So he wanted to leave the room, but he understood that he cannot because I was looking at him. He took on g6, I took back, and he took on b5. And right now the position is completely equal. Why? because all the pawns that we are seeing here are just well too weak, just too weak. And after rook d2, for example, or king g7, the position is completely equal. Like I play king g7, he play king h2, I play rook d2, king g3, g5 in order to trade the pawns. And after rook b4 that he played, you see, rook b4 is actually already a very special move, because actually he did left the room, because I had to think a bit after g5, and he left the room. I probably used 15 minutes. He left the room. I suppose that he was using the engine. He played rook b4. Rook b4 is not a human move, because you don't want to trade the pawns, because you don't want the draw. But the fact is that after rook b4, I just have one move. The move is rook d4, and then I'm going to take on d5. And this is so special. I took on d5, and right now I'm just having a bad position. The position is already a +2 for white. So he took on c4, I played rook b5 and b4. And for me the position was equal, but right now when I'm analyzing, the engine is saying that my opponent is well better. +2, and actually it is not simple for me. But it's okay. I do know this type of endgame, because I studied them so much, because I'm playing the Benoni, so I have to know rook and games being a pawn down. And I still know this is a draw if I'm putting this rook there and blocking this. This is a draw. So I play king g6 in order to put my king in the center of the board. He played king g4, and I play rook d5 with the idea of putting the rooks behind the pawn. But this is not the right move. The right move was king f6, and I still cannot understand why. The reason why king f6 is the best move is because of g3, and actually after this I can just come back, and I can even let him take on g5. But the reason of playing king f6 is because after I'm just not letting him playing h5 with check or something like this. This is so stupid. Like, this is the reason why I love and hate chess at the same time. This is because king g6 and king f6 are just two normal moves, but king g6 is a bit worse than king f6. This is unbelievable. This is the reason why sometimes I just want to quit chess. But I love chess. King d1, rook d1 in order to go on b1 and b5. And b5 is again an engine move. Like, you want to play rook e4 when you're human, and after rook a4 and, for example, I don't know, king f6. King f6 is also a reason why, because there is no rook there, but everything is just correct. So everything is fine. But okay, he played this, I played this, and here he started to think a bit. Actually, he left the room, because I needed to think a bit after b5, because for me b5 was such a stupid move. Like, why are you playing this move? He just played rook there, he took, and this. And this is the moment where I'm losing. There are just one move. This is the move that is drawing. I made a mistake. I played king g7, and the reason why it is not a draw is because of king h5. He played king h5, but what is the difference? If I'm playing king f7, this right now doesn't work because of rook b3. And after you do this, and this is a draw. This is a drawish rook endgame. But the difference is that after king g7, after this, I don't have rook there, because this is check, and he's just winning the pawn. And I was like, oh shoot, but it's okay, I can still play rook there. But the reason why now it is losing is because of rook d3. And somehow I will have some problems. But he couldn't leave the room. After this, I played king f7, and he played g4, because actually I was looking and staring at him, and he just understood that he couldn't do this. But this is still winning. I play rook b3, and here the winning move after this and this, which occurred in the position, is rook d7. Rook d7. I played king e6, and after no, this is just winning. I didn't play rook e6 because he didn't play rook d7. I will explain you why. Then here this is just losing because he will just push all the pawns that this is losing. But in the game, after all this move, he played rook h6, and rook h6 is actually a drawn position. The position is completely equal. but you'll see. I played rook g3. He played rook h7 check, and I was just standing next to the window because there was a bit less of wind outside of the room. I was just looking at my opponent. He just walked away again, and I started to think a bit. Then I just, I was like this, looking at the position. Do I have to go there or there? I wanted to play this move. This is the only move that is drawing, because king e6 is just so stupid like this, and I'm just cut it off. But my opponent, I was looking at my opponent coming back, and he was with a friend. And I looked at the friend, and he had a phone, not this kind of phone, a real smartphone. And I was like, cheater, you're cheating. And I just exploded at one time, because when I'm playing chess, I'm very euphoric. So if I have the opportunity to be very mad and angry and so on, I'm using this opportunity. And he just used the phone of his friend, and was like, oh, you cheater. And then the friend started to move something on the phone in order to put a chesscom back. I noticed his chesscom because he said, no, there is nothing on the phone. And then he showed me his phone, and then I saw this position on the phone of his friend. And I was like, are you stupid? Why are you analyzing the game? You are cheating. And all chess players and even the referee went there, and his friends thought that chesscom wasn't on the phone anymore. So my friend, not my friend, but the friend of my opponent, showed the position that we are just having on the chessboard to the referee. And it was just so stupid, so bad. And then my opponent told, no, he said, no, we aren't analyzing your game. My friend is just playing a blitz game on chesscom. No, I didn't look at the phone, he told me then. He told to the referee too. No, I didn't look at my friend's phone. He was just playing a blitz game. He just started to tell some, like, why are you looking at the phone from your friends? Why am I saying the same position that we actually have on the chessboard on the phone of your friend? Why are you lying and then telling that yes, you looked at the phone, but just in order to see just to look at the clock? No, it is not. It is just nonsense. You're just cheating. You are just cheating. And the referee went, then the president of the club went, the president of my club went to the room in which we just moved on in order to talk about this accident. And the president of my club went like this, and he said, hey, you, my opponent, did you use the phone, yes or no? And this guy from Paris, and all French people are just so stupid. I know I'm also French, but I do hate French people. And he was like, no, sir, I promise you, I didn't do this. He started to talk like a gangster. No, I swear I didn't do it. And, and the president of my club said, I don't care of the position from the chessboard. Tell me the truth. Did you use an engine, yes or not? And the guy said, yes, I used an engine. So he just cheated. And this is the reason why I'm pretty happy with this game. That is because I knew 20 moves from the engine. Like, I just studied the theory, then I just made some mistakes, and we had this position. And I managed to have a drawish position against an engine. Okay, I made some mistakes, but engine mistakes, not human mistakes. And my opponent just lost the game because he used an engine. And this is the reason why he won all the games before. Because he just used an engine. My opponent started to play chess in January 2022. And he's already so high rated. For me, it wasn't normal. For me, it was like, okay, probably this guy is just pretty strong. Probably it is a chess prodigy. It is not a chess prodigy. It is just a chesscom prodigy, because he does know how to use the analyzed chessboard. And his friend was playing in the second open, in another open in the same, actually a room next to us. He was also playing another chess tournament, and probably he was also kicked out from the tournament, because if he's using an engine for his friend, why not for himself? So, well, I played against this cheater. I managed to win the game because he cheated, and now I have 5 points out of 6, and actually I was pretty happy to win the game. I started to concentrate myself. I I did eat many fruits before the last round because I really needed to win the last round. And in order to not miss the analyze of the next round, just subscribe to the channel, like, share, and don't forget to use the notification button that is just under this video. So thank you very much for watching and me. If you have any questions, just go in the comment section and see you in the future upload. Take care.